Hello, hello my friends. My name is Vasily, I am still a US engineer, and we continue looking at my old code, right? On one of my other series, a video named something like networking, so NetworkManager, right? So where we're building like a home interview application to demo our fantastic skills, right? We started to build a network manager, right? So we decided to make, okay, let's make a connection to any API and show how it could looks like, right? And on that video, like, of course, I don't keep all my information in this wonderful head. So regularly, of course, I go to the StackOverflow and find like a first steps, right? For example, I need to make a network connection. And I think, okay, I will Google it, like, and find like a first several lines of code that will refresh my memory, how it is working, and so on, right? So what's happened on that video? So the same situation. I didn't forget. I didn't remember how to make a connection, a request on iOS, right? And I decided, okay, let's Google it. I found Stack Overflow. I went to Stack Overflow and I found my answer, very old answer on Stack Overflow. So I can show you guys this wonderful code. I mean, it's not wonderful. It's it's very bad, but I would like to show you the code that I created like 6 years ago, and we are going to discuss why it is so bad today. Or maybe I do not like myself, I don't know. So let me share my screen. Oh, oops. Of course it is not professional. So first of all, what I need to do, I need to enable capturing, right? That's a feature of my videos. I'm always not ready for my videos. I have like a very blurred idea, like, okay, today I'm doing that. And that is it. No key points, no plan. I mean, I'm trying to show you like a real life. Yeah, on a lot of videos in YouTube, you can see like developers, they have a perfect speech, everything is perfect. That is not my case. If I will do that, I will never release any of my video. So, and you are watching this, I mean, we have what we have, right? So, not perfect English, this guy is not ready for conversations, not even a plan, and lots of time it it could be like a technical problems, like right what we have right now. Okay, but it's kind of okay. I hope you like it, right? To see my not perfect world. So let me switch to another screen right now, of course. And this is my old answer on the question how we can make like a HTTP request, right? And you can see I suggested to use Alamo Fire and also URL session. Today we're going to talk about URL session. Alamo Fire is a very good framework. I work with it a lot, but today I would like to prefer to use to work with URL session. I mean, I don't know. Maybe this is just today. Tomorrow I will say, okay, I will use Alamo Fire. I don't know. So you can see this question, and as I said, I created it like 6 years ago or more, depends on in what year you are watching this video. So yeah, what is basic idea here? We're making HTTPS request, right, to the public API, to iTunes, of course, right, and get some information. So let me check that that video is going. Oh, of course it is going. I can see myself and we can start. So I already created a command tool, how it's named. So project, and yeah, I command line tool. So I just created it. Like, I don't want to create a iOS application and so on. I just want to work with API. And what we're going to do, let's just try to compile this and see how will it work, right? So, and let's run. And so we do not need that, right? We can make like a full screen, not a full okay. Let me do this. Wonderful. And like just variable, and see will it work. Actually, I hope you remember my password, right? Okay, always allow. I would be very dangerous. Okay, and let's try to see how will that work. Something wrong, right? Let's see why it is like that. Let's do this. Let's try. Okay. Oh, maybe because I need to wait, right? Let's run again. Okay, so probably we just do not keep it alive, right? So that means that we need to do something, right? Because what happens right now, like, since it is not like an iOS application or something like that, right? We just go here, right? We created an object, then we go here, make a request, and then it just disappear, right? Okay, let's try to Google it, right? Or to Stack Overflow it, right? Let's do that. So command line tool wait async task. task. Okay. So we have this. Okay, for Xcode fetcher. If you're waiting, you can use async. Let me make this sound a little bit less for me. Okay, so what is the plan? We can use this main thing, right? And probably, if you're writing let me make it bigger, right? If you're writing command line tool, you can use async. Okay, cannot be like this, right? Let's just try. Oh, okay, got it. We can do this, and let's return and put it here, and let's see, will it work, right? Should be in a top level. Okay, let's do it in a top level, right? Let's do it in a top level. Oh, attribute cannot be used in a module that contains top level code. I'm not sure why it's like that. Wonderful. Maybe I need just to create another just iOS application, right? So, but oh, maybe like that, right? Could it work like that? I cannot understand why it's not working. Okay, let's try to Google another question, right? So, right? I mean, that is cool. When I do it, always when I start working on these videos, I always can find some problems, right? Okay, let's try to find another fast solution. Do we have it? So, for example, like this, and okay, maybe we need to make the quest. Let's do this, and probably run until. Okay, probably we make. Oh, yeah, we just. Okay, that's enough. So what's happened here? We just run this code. We created the data manager, right? And then we want to say that, okay, let's wait this interval like 15 seconds. Let's put 5 because we can receive the code, right? So yeah, and we will start checking. So looks like this API is working, right? Oh, I didn't finish. So this line will wait 5 seconds before stop the script, stop this command line tool. If we disable it, right, what's gonna happen? So when we disabled it, you can see we have nothing, because on line 49 we create data manager, on line 50 we make a request, a sync request, right? We just like create, I don't know, like a signal, hey, we are planning to create, we put it in somewhere in a queue, our task is waiting to be like some time to be executed, and then we went here, we have nothing here, like, and command, like this command to understand, okay, I have no more code to compile, and I'm not going to wait this thing, and boom, terminate everything, right? This object is going to be disappeared and so on. So we just created this loop at the end to wait 5 seconds. I hope this is clear. So let's look at this code. So it is still compilable, right? After 6 years. Ooh. So I already know what I'm going to do. Let's try to create 2 versions. One version would be using like a DispatchQueue, right? I mean, and another would be using modern Swift concurrency. At least this is what I am planning to do today. Wonderful. So, first, I already did this in my video, in my previous video. First of all, what I need to do? I need to change this error, this returning value. I want to replace it. So I do not want in my closure to receive 2 properties, 2 values. I want to receive only 1 value, like, okay, like return a please JSON or error. And that's what we plan to do right now. So we're going to return a result and or error, right? So first of all, it's difficult to read. I will try to clean it. So okay, we will start with that. So, and I do not want to have optional closure. I want this always return something, right? So, and we also do not need this JSON, right? So again, this means this result always return like actual value or error, right? And we are going to create this error. So it would be, of course, enum. It would be error maybe request error, request error, right? And of course it's going to confirm error. Wonderful. So, and we are going to return this error. Okay, what's next? Let's fix these problems, right? So let's fix errors, right? Like compilation errors first. So it's hard to read. Let's put it on another line. Yeah, this is my code and it's not so great, really. So first of all, let's request close. Okay, so what do we plan? We plan to return closure. So, and dispatch main. No, let's also remove all these queues, right? So will it work? Okay. Complete. So if let error equal error, right? So we are going. Is it correct? It's not correct, right? Because we also need this. Okay, right now it's better. If error equal error, so if we receive this value, right, we want to return. Why we don't have this complete? I think we also remove it. Yes, we do not need that thing, right? Let me. I never remember how to format. Oh, we have an error. Complete is not in scope. Okay, let's fix it. So if we have error, let's return error. So, and we'll have first of all case dataTask error.error. So we look at this dataTask. This dataTask can return us this error. So, and that is the reason why I name it as a dataTask. So I also explained the same way in my video. So let's return this error. So closure. Let's use not closure. Use completion. Completion, right? And completion, and we are going to return failure and this error. DataTask error. Wonderful. Okay. What's next? Yeah, I just described that. Okay, return. So what is next? We have a data, right? So if data is empty, we also want to send error. Empty data, right? And how will it looks like? Our code, it would looks like this: like completion, failure, dataTask, error. Oh, no, empty, right? Failure, empty data. Wonderful. So let me actually check. I will make this sound a little bit. I hope for you it's kind of okay, right? Let's continue. I mean, I just want to keep like some music on the ground, right? And maybe I can make it a little bit. Yeah, I think that is good. So right now if we have an error, we immediately return this error. If we have failure, right, if we have empty data, we immediately can return this. Okay, then one more error would be case JSonSerialization, right? Because we execute this code, we try to serialize our data, right? To get dictionary from the data we receive, and if it fail, we want to deliver this information that okay, actually, when we debug our code, we can see that we have, for example, problem with our serialization, right? Okay, yep. Okay, what's next? Oh, error. Wonderful. And here we are going to have this completion failure, right? And JSON serialization and error. Wonderful. Right? And here we can return our value. So yeah, one more thing, right? So we can do this because this is not optional, right? This JSON is not optional. Let me double check how I understand that this is not optional. I just click on this value and see that this is not optional value. Okay, so let's go back and try to make this. So dictionary equal JSON, and if we cannot do it, else like casting error, right? Casting error. So let's try to do casting error. So for value any type any, right? Let's try to see how. I mean, if we cannot cast this JSON, right, to our dictionary, I want also to deliver error, right? That hey, I cannot cast this into this type. Casting error value. Okay, and how will it? First of all, it would be like a success if everything is okay, right? Dictionary. Else, so actually we can use guard, right? So return, and it would be not if else, it would be guard. Okay, so completion, right? Success, failure, and it would be casting error. Yeah, casting error JSON, and can we use this type? Yeah, can we do it? Maybe like this. Let's see, will it work? We also have this. Okay, so result, right? And we want just to print this result. Print result, right? Let's see. Okay, it still failed. Wonderful. So escaping. It should be escaping. So also, if you do not know what is escaping, it's very interesting. So we have this completion, right? That means that we need to keep memory to run this completion even if this function already finished, right? For example, what does it mean? We run this function, right? Our code will execute this line, blah, 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 right? In this line, line 34, we are going to to put our task. We are going to schedule it, right? To execute later. It could be, execution of this code, right? Of this task could be could start immediately or maybe not. We don't know. We do not control this thing. There is a big chance that we just schedule this work, right? And continue execute this line, right? And then this function is going to be like completed. So when we complete this function, iOS, macOS, any operation system will release memory that we use to execute this function. But escaping will tell like, hey, please, I have this function and I need it here, right? Keep this memory, keep these resources, right? I hope you got it. This is how I explain it to myself. Okay, so what's next? We want to, wait, do we have a problem of running it, right? Oh, product continue. Yeah, we receive our code, we receive some data. Wonderful. So let's make it more simple. So I also did the same on the previous video, right? That is why we're moving right now a little bit fast. So I just want to process response, and we have this response, right? So let me show you how it is working. So wonderful, we have this data, right? And we just want to process it. Go back, put it into here, into this function, and we are going. What I'm doing right now, I'm trying to make this code simpler. Data, right? Because we always want to make our code very friendly and we want to read it and understand it, right? Not only we in several months when we complete this code, right? We want to recognize what we were doing. We also think about our colleagues, other engineers. We want they also understand it, right? So yeah, and this is what I'm doing right now. Response error, right? Wonderful. So, and of course this is going to be function, and let's take all of this code and just put it here, right? And instead of completion we are going to have return, and here return, and here, right? And we do not need this return. Return. Wonderful. So okay, and here we also use return keyword, right? So and also here return failure and so on, right? So, and right now our function can looks like this: self dot process, right? Data response and error. Wonderful. So and of course it is going to do this. Okay, yeah, we will fix it later, do not worry. I just want to make like step by step, right? I'm going to make this code better. Okay, we can see that we can return values, right? Also, data manager, let's rename it. It would be network manager, right? So, and we are going to do this. Right now, question about queue, right? Here we are going to create a queue where we are going to stack to put our tasks, right? Let's think about, also search request. Search request should be not here. It should be, here. So it would be data manager.make request, because in our class, in our data manager, right? Like, oh, I'm sorry. Look at this. In our data manager, we want to keep like only functionality that we need for data manager, right? Okay, so let's do next thing. Okay, we have make request. We have this async thing, right? So what is our idea? My idea, right? First of all, let's we can keep URL request here, right? But we also can make it simpler. Oh, it is private. Wait, make is private? Okay. So, and let's rename it, not make, let's use request, right? Request, wonderful. So, data manager request, and we are going, since we can do this. I mean, I just want to make it a little bit simpler, right? So it would be like this. So, yep. Right now I'm playing with words, I'm playing with names. I want to make it just simpler, right? And we can do this. Oh, maybe we can use process, right? No, let's use process, right? And keep request. Okay. So, let's see. Process. Yep. Just process. Wonderful, right? Let's check that this is working. Okay. Search request, and we can do, we can just do this, right? Search request. Jack Johnson, let's use Matrix, one of my favorite film. Okay. Wonderful. So what we did, we just created a function that could help us to read results, to create errors, right? So, and we can do compact from time to time. When I have this guard or maybe if when I use like guard or if conditions, right? I can use them like in a one line, right? And I mean, it's just compact. For me, it's like a better visually, right? But if a line is going to be very long, I prefer not to put everything in one line. This is just my feeling of the code, like how should beautiful code looks like. This is just something internal. Okay. So right now we have this async. I'm not sure, like probably we have why it's here. It's here because we are planning like to return value in this queue, right? So actually let's check what dataTask completion handler. We have data, so we do not have. Okay, what queue is that? Probably some of the. So we have URL requests, and that is it. Okay, so as I correctly remember, as I can see, like this is return value in queue, right? So let's define it here. Return value, return value in queue. So it is going to be DispatchQueue, right? And yeah, regularly we can return value. We should return value in the main thread because, like, I mean, from services, like we prefer to return in main thread, but Network Manager would be hidden inside your services. So your service will call, for example, news service, right? This news service will call this Network Manager, right? And if you return value in the main thread in Network Manager, that's, I mean, in a session, in a news service, sorry, it could be a problem. So again, service will call Network Manager, and if Network Manager returns value in a main queue, you will continue writing some code. Oh, Forni is here, wonderful. You can go here, Forni. Okay, so return value in. We can do this in queue. Forni, I am working. Right, and we can use this queue here, right? So if it's available, right? Okay. Oh, maybe we do not need it here. Maybe we do not need it here to go so deeper, right? Because we already will receive this value in some queue, right? It would be non-main thread, I think so, queue. For right now, let's remove it. Yeah, I think we do not need to make decision here, right? So this queue we do not need it, and also we do not need all of this, right? So let's just keep it like this. Okay. Maybe idea could be wrap this task into a serial queue, right? Like to run them. So let me check. Can we control? Again, I do not remember, right? We cannot control. In what queue we can? Okay, if we type session. Oh, delegate queue. Provided when the object created. Okay. What others queue we have? The operation queue provided when this object is going to be created. Okay. Do we need to wrap it? Right now let's keep it. Let's keep it super simple, right? We have also this error. I have no idea what is that. Let's remove it. We do not need it, right? So yeah, we use session, we use okay. Wonderful. Looks like we have some results. So what else can we do? First of all, we can make an interface for it, right? So let's do that. Protocol, right? Network manager able, right? And it would be any object, right? And let's use this interface. All right, so yeah, and here we're going to define it to confirm this interface. Mark the okay, come on. So network manager extension network manager, right? And that is going to confirm this thing, right? And yeah, let's keep it. Let's move this function into this extension, right? And also we can do this to split like a main code, right? Main code, and you can see like this mark comment is very good because I can see it here, right? Visually it's very simple. Okay, so what I also think about, look at this request. It's kind of difficult, right? We can make it simpler, right? For example, function default argument. Oh, default arguments are not permitted. Okay. And we need to okay, it would be network manager error, right? Network manager error, right? And here we also can use it. Error. Okay. To fix the problem. I mean, you can see that it's not allowed. I mean, it cannot detect this request error. So I decided to move it from network manager to move it out, right? And here we can use this error to return this network manager error. Okay. And right, can it work? And first of all, it would be data manager, it would be network manager able. Let's see how will it work. Of course, like you can see that by default it is not working, right? So let's add default value. So extension, right, network manager able, and we have this function, right? And we want to have a default value, right? It would be shared, right? So and let's call, right? For example, we don't need this. Yeah. We will have just request and completion, and URL session would be shared, right? And in our code we also, we can remove the thing, right? Can we? Okay, so I'm just trying to think about, okay, let's keep it for right now, and it would be, so here we have mark and we have network manager, right? And here I just want to organize our code a little bit, right? Wonderful. What's next? How we can make it better, right? It's very simple. As I said, we have this URL, right? I want to make like a very simple request, right? For example, actually in request, I'm just thinking about, do I need to override? Do I need to add one more function or not? This code could be hidden inside data manager, right? I, for example, want to have something like data manager.process, and instead of request, I will use just URL, right? But what is the problem here? Problem that request, we have a method, HTTP method, right? Okay, okay. Wait a moment. Okay, I expect to have a enumeration, no? So we have a method like get, post, page, put, and so on, right? But here we cannot define it, right? I mean, so probably I need to type here, right? Okay, URL request, time interval. Okay, init. Yeah, that. So in this case, let's do this. So function, let's use get, directly get, because like we are not setting get method, right? I mean, we're not setting get and post and so on. For right now, we just want to simplify and have this get method. Okay. So we will set session and we will have request. Instead of request, we will have URL, right? And in URL, we will have this string. Or maybe just URL, right? Okay, and the same for this method, right? We can do that thing, and by default we can set session, right? So it would be get what? Okay, URL, yeah, URL, then a session, get session, right, and not this, shared session, right, and completion. So what we have right now, we just added one more function that could make our code much simpler, all right, but even here, we may not define it in this way, right? Because we already have this process function. So that's means that we can just define it here, right? I will show you what does it mean. Let me comment it just for right now. And we may have a session here. Let's use it. This session equal dot shared, right? And what we're gonna do, right? We have these lines. We can put in. We can save it there, right? Okay, so we're going to create URL request, right? And run this code. So let's see. Process request, right? Then session, we also have it, we want to set it, and our result, right? So completion, right? So, and let's see how it is gonna work. and I just want to clean this code, right? So what about right now? Can I make it simpler? URL and use URL here. And right now we can remove these codes and let's see. How will it work? No, we have an error. Okay, let's fix it, right? Guard let. So okay, let's make this simpler. I mean simpler because we have a very long line and I want to make I'm thinking about other engineers and I want to make a code more user-friendly, readable friendly, right? So let URL string, so, and I just plan to move this line here, right, this value. So, and right now we can do this URL string else return, right? So let's see how will it work. Or will it work? Yes, we still receive value. Wonderful. But you can see that our interface becomes simpler, and it is not data manager, it is network manager, right? Yeah, network manager get URL, and we are going just print it. And actually we can do this thing. I mean, why we need these two functions, right? I mean, for right now we can use just one. So, and print result. Okay, if let URL, we want to execute this code. Will that work? Term. Okay. Let term or search term search string equal matrix, right? So matrix string matrix, and we are going to use it here, right? So why we have this string here? We can move it. So if you look at this iTunes documentation, right? Each string that we're going to use it, if we have a space, we need to replace the space with a plus sign, right? But I mean, we can move it here, right? So search term. Okay, let's try to run and see. Yeah, we have a result. Wonderful. Yeah. Okay. So we do not need it. Again, simpler is always better, right? Less code, less problems. Remember this rule. Okay. So what's next? We just created, and right now, oh, sorry. We hide this thing, right? We created interface. And oh, as I said, we do not need this to define this code. We can use a process, right? So we can also remove this. So if we want to create our new network manager, right, we will have just define this. Okay, so what's next? Can we try to make it to make it better, and can we try to use await async these modern features? Ooh, let's try to think about that. Before it, give me one more time. I want just to overview again and understand like that's it or not. I think yeah. Oh, one cool thing. Yeah, let's talk about type, right? I want to define this type. So process, it would be type, right? T, and it also could be, let's return this type, right? So, and also we will have it everywhere, right? So I want to make it like more generic, right? That we can define what type do we want. And I will show you how it is working. It would be very good. Okay, process, okay, T, right? Wait, but we have a completion, right? Like, oh, yeah, this, right? And here, what do we plan? Yeah, we also need to have a type here, and we need to have a type here, right? And also we are planning like get, what get? String any, right? For example. Okay, so let me check. Result manager, process. Oh, we have here, oh, actually we have here self, right? That is not optional. Let's fix that problem. At self equals self, and let's always return any value. So what does it mean? Like why I have to use this thing, but the main problem is not like weak self, right? Where we use weak self to reduce dependency, to mark that this code will not retain objects, for example, self, right? The main thing here that we, even if we use guard self, right, and nothing else, we do not want to make just return. We also want to call completion. So, and let's define another error. Case network manager. Network manager is not exist. So let's keep it, right? Maybe you have a better names for these errors, but let's keep it. So failure again. I want to explain this. Let's think about that we are very good engineers, and we, for example, I don't know, something happened, and network manager is not longer exist, right? For example, we have, like, we just open application, we have spinner, right, on the center of our screen, and we're doing something. And we're going to create network manager. Maybe we will have several network managers, right? And something went wrong, right? Since here we're trying to make our code like, we're trying to release memory when we are not using it, right? And when we make a request, for example, when we have on our loading screen, we have a spinner, we make a request, and for example, something went wrong, or you need to recreate network manager. Anything could be, right? And when you reach here, for example, if you do not have this line 70, right? You reach here, you just return, but remember that you have a spinner on a screen, and you are not going to notify your spinner, your loading screen, that you completed it, or you cannot complete it, right? So in this case, like, network manager should always return error. No way not error, always return something. There is no way then you have a side effect. I hope this is clear. I hope. If not, write your better explanation, right? I mean, I would love to read it. Okay, so, and also let's do this. Cannot. Okay, so then what's happened? Oh, I'm sorry. Here we have okay, and we should also return generic, right? Let's try to do this. So we have this, and of course cast to self to type, right? And when we have an error, we will have this, right? So we try to cast to cell to T template, right? And if something, I mean, yeah, if something goes wrong, we will just remove it. We will just not remove. We will just send error, right? But for right now, let's do this. Let's use value instead of T, right? Because we want to make this more, we want to make our code more readable, right? And we also will use here value, right? Yeah, I know I can use auto replacements, but today I want to do everything manually, right? So let's check this. And also we have this, right? Fail, of course. Okay, network get, I mean, I already used that, right? Let's jump to definition. Yeah, it is template. Why it's like this? Why it cannot specify a generic function? Why? Result, okay. Can it be like this? Result string any, right? And then comma network manager error. Can it work like this? And of course we are going to make, okay. Oh, result. Come on. Result, right? And we are going to print this result. What? Okay, if we are going to do this, will it work? Okay, maybe I can remove this code. But why? Why? I want to keep it like this. Can I do this, please? It's weird, right? Value, and it's weird for me. Okay, let's use that. Okay, let's try to do this, and let's try to use different type, right? I'm going, oh, okay, to type Swift. Oh, yeah, this error, right? Let me check. So yeah, failure, blah blah blah, casting error, value, this value, right? Wonderful, this value cannot be cast to this type. Yeah, let's update the text. I do not like this text. So value, casting error, value can like casting error, so value to type to type oh, is not, yeah, let's do this. Is not, okay, yeah, maybe it could be better, I don't know. Okay, and why we did this? Right now, we also, remember, we also receive some data, right? That data. And of course, we would like to use something like codable, right? So, I expect I can do this faster, right? We can do codable. So, I would like to add this, right? So, what is my plan? I will add here a mark to myself to do codable. So, and to do one codable, to do two, it would be await async, right? And so probably what would happen, I think right now, let me think about it, like not in a video. Will I update my question, like Stack Overflow question, or not answer? But I don't know. But maybe I will update it when I release second episode, but second episode could be released in several months because I'm not consistent there, right? So yeah, I think I will update question with all of these results what we have right now, and I will add this link to this question, right, and my answer, right here. I will add link in the comments or maybe in the video description, right, so that you can try to do the same, or maybe you will give me some more ideas, or maybe you can correct me somewhere, right? I mean, I'm always open for you guys. Like, I cannot know everything. There is a big chance that you also know something cool and you can help me to make this code better, right? So yeah, find this code in a Stack Overflow. You can find the link in the description. I hope you got something new, right? Like new ideas, some new things that you can use to make your awesome iOS applications, right? Or macOS applications, or iPadOS application, or what? Yeah. This is a cool game, right? And we also have TV, like Apple TV, tvOS, right? And yeah. So to create your awesome applications, right? Have a wonderful rest of the week. Let's focus on a week. I hope you can see me in another week. I mean, it would be soon. Yeah. Ask your questions in the comments. Write your suggestions in the comments. Anything, right? Like any feedback. I would like to learn to read it, right? Maybe I will read your comments in a video. It would be also fun, right? Why not? But I do not have lots of them right now. Okay, so that is it. Yeah, I would like to stop. See you in the next episode. Bye.